fellow I've been taping here, he one of our stray cats around here. Come here, come here. Yes, he's hungry. Anyway, this is Dan with Senior Ministry Bike Nation. We're going to be riding downtown today, riding mostly on the trails. So if there's anybody down there who needs some food, I'm going to take some food down there today, and got an extra peanut butter and jelly sandwich if somebody's hungry. So we'll be talking a little bit about the bike, and we'll see you on the trail. Let's give it a go. Good morning, everyone. This is Dan with Senior Ministry E-Bike Nation. Today we're going to do about a 16 to 20 mile ride. We're going to go up to downtown Dayton today, and I've taken some food with me, a couple little quick snacks and a couple things. If somebody's down there that is homeless and hungry. Again, I'm trying to get the city of Dayton to call me back so I can get a couple boxes built down there for my food ministry. Blessing boxes, they call them. There's so much food insecurity downtown, but I'm having a difficult time getting a hold of the right people in zoning or wherever. I've got some referrals to people in zoning. That's where I need to start, but I can't get anybody to call me back. I've left a couple messages down there. So I was talking to somebody at church Sunday, and they have some contacts that I might be able to get a hold of, or them to get a hold of me, so I can get this thing rolling down there. I'm very passionate about feeding people that are hungry, and this is how I do it on my e-bike. I'm riding my Cyrusher Kommoda today. I call it the Beast. I'll probably be staying in pedal assist 2, and then I'll move it up to pedal assist 3 once we get about 2 to 3 miles down the trail here. So we'll bump it up a little bit. Probably only have to use one battery today, but I do have my additional battery with me if I need it. Kind of cold out here today. It's probably 35, a little bit of breeze coming out of the east today. So I'm dressed for it. It's warm. But I tell you, this is a game changer for seniors and people with disabilities. And as I mentioned on my channel, and I always put it down in the description box, always check with your doctor before you do any exercise regimen. Just because I ride an e-bike and I'm 71 years old don't mean you can. But my channel is dedicated to helping those folks that want to exercise, and they really have a hard time doing that. So that's where these e-bikes are very important. That was cool. Little bus just went by me called the Heavy Metal Church. Got a big trailer on the back. That's another church here in Dayton that it's really heavy rock worship. I'm okay with that. Bunch of motorcycle riders, and people just feel comfortable there, and they also baptize in the river, and I think that's really cool. And if you look back in the Bible, that's really how baptism was done. It was done in the rivers. So I've never visited that church, but I know somebody that did, and they really liked it. Guess the pastor really puts out a good message. Perhaps called the Heavy Metal Church. I think the pastor's name is Brian. So if you guys want to visit a church here in Dayton that you might feel real comfortable with, that might be where you need to start. I'll see if I can't find a link to their church and put it down in the description box for people that are local here. But again, we're not going to go the direction we normally go towards the blessing box. We're going to go kind of the opposite direction today to get downtown. And we're going to see if there's anybody down there that we can help. And if somebody wouldn't mind me interviewing them, I'll be doing that as well. But I also want to talk about the bike, of course. That's what the channel's about. I own a couple e-bikes. I own a 26-inch e-bike called the Aerial Rider, and I also own this one called the Cyrusher Kommoda. And again, I'm trying to network with some bike manufacturers, so they can network with me and send me a couple bikes where I can review them for them. I think on this Cyrusher, I've got close to 40 videos out right now. I've got one video, it's got almost 92,000 views, and I don't know what happened on that video, but it didn't go viral. But for as far as my channel went viral. I'm coming real close on my subscribers I need, which is 1,000. I got about 915, so if you guys like this channel and you want to see some more of it, like and put comments down and share the videos and hit that subscribe button. I've got well over the watch hours I need, and you need 1,000 subscribers to be monetized, but I don't do it for the money. I really don't care. My goal is to help seniors and people with disabilities, explain about bike riding and what kind of e-bike they may want to purchase. There's so many e-bikes out there. I mean, we got 26-inch down to 20-inch. We have folding e-bikes, which is really good for storing your bike and putting it in a car, which makes it a lot easier. I'm not a real fan of the folding e-bike, but there are several of them out there. So if any of you e-bike manufacturers want to send me a folding bike, I'm certainly going to review it. And when I review a bike, I may do 30 or 40 videos on that bike. And I think they're very honest reviews, because I'm 71 years old. This isn't some 20-year-old kid that reviews the bike, puts it through all its paces, which is going through all the pedal assist and the speed of it and the throttles and the features of it. I do that as well. But them guys, as soon as they do those reviews, they'll sell the bike. That's okay, but if they send me free bikes, they're going to stay in my garage. And if I get too many of them, I'll rent a storage unit to put them in. But I'm going to keep any e-bike that a manufacturer sends me. I really take care of my e-bikes. I think it's very important. I maintenance them on a regular basis. So anybody wants to get into e-bike riding, there are some things you need to learn about it. It's something, riding an e-bike, you never forget how to ride a bicycle, but riding an e-bike, it's kind of a little bit of a learning curve. How fast the bike will do. You never used throttle before on a bike, it's got that. So it's a little different. So I encourage seniors to get out and try this. Most e-bikes, again, can go from $1,000 to $3,500 for a top-end e-bike. But I'd say a really good bike in the price range will be between $1,000 and probably $1,600. That'll give you a good range of a good quality bike up around the $1,600 range. Now this one I paid $21.99 plus tax. It retailed initially about a year ago for $15.99. So when I bought it, it was $19.99 plus. I'm sorry, $21.99 plus tax. I see they're $19.99 plus tax now. I'll put a link to Cyrusher down in the description box. I'm not a paid sponsor. I put that right on there. Yeah, but if you guys want to look into e-bikes, do your research on them. Find out what's best for you. Just remember, when you got all those 20s and 30-year-olds riding these bikes, they're 40 and 50 years younger than I am. So that's why I say I think I do more of an honest review for seniors when I do this. Where them guys will do the reviews, but they could really care less about the bike. And that's just my personal opinion on that. But I mainly, again, do this for seniors and people with disabilities, so they may want to get out and do this. And I'll answer any question you have. Put it down in the comment section, and I will answer. I try to answer everything that comes in. I'll sit there sometimes for a half hour, 45 minutes answering questions that somebody sends me in the comment section. And you've got the people that have to delete their comments, or they're not certainly beneficial for the channel. They just want to criticize everything I'm doing, so I delete their channel, or delete them from their comments. And if I want to delete them, I can delete them as a subscriber as well. I don't want those kind of people hanging around my channel. This is my channel, and I do what I want on my channel. But I think there's some folks out there, all they want to do is criticize anything they can find on YouTube, and fortunately there's a way to delete all that stuff. Yeah, we're coming up on 3.5 miles here, and used about 7 to 8% of my battery, which is kind of normal. I see gas is down a little bit. We're 277 gallon here at the Kroger's. It's coming down a little bit. Still not where it was when the previous administration was in. Of course, this administration will take all the credit for that. Oh, look at prices coming down, just like meat right now. You're going to see a decrease in meat prices here shortly. What's happening, all the people that are raising this beef, these cattle, they can't afford to feed them. So they're going to market earlier. So you may see prices come down because of the glut of meat on the market, but then you're going to see it sharply rise again because there's going to be a shortage of meat. So if you're seeing that in the grocery store, do your research on that and you'll see why. You got to remember, anything I say on this channel is in my opinion only. I don't tell somebody to go out and buy an e-bike unless they're ready to ride one. I know pretty much everything about this e-bike now. I've had it about 6 months now, and I put almost 1,300 miles on it, so I pretty much know what it can do. So when I reviewed this bike, and I've got a couple videos on it, I did what they call a range test on it. I put it through its paces as far as pedal assist 1 all the way through pedal assist 5, how fast it'll go. I put it through a throttle only test. So there's some things I put this bike through that I'm well satisfied with the bike I'm riding. Yeah, see, they're tearing a lot of the brush down here to the left of the trail here. Not sure we're putting gas lines in there or what. As you can see over here, this is for mountain biking over here. If you see all them hills, that's what that is. That's pretty cool for people in little mountain bikes. Right now I'm in pedal assist 3 and I'm doing right at 20-21 mile an hour. Haven't seen nobody on the trail yet, but not surprising. It's a weekday and it's cold out here for most people. But I always dress very warm to get out and do something like this. I got my winter coat on, which is a Bengals winter coat. I'm a huge fan of the Cincinnati Bengals, so it's exactly the same color as my bike. But it's a very warm coat as well. But I've got insulated bike pants on. I got my jeans over that. So you got to dress for these occasions. It gets pretty cold out here going against this wind. We have some great bike trails here in Dayton, Ohio, some of the best in the nation. You can pretty much go anywhere in Ohio on these bike trails without having to ride the road at all. I mean, you got to ride a little bit on a couple trails, but not much. And you're going to see a lot of these little stop signs that have got these side roads, and I'm not going to stop at those stop signs. Are you supposed to? Yes. You're supposed to operate this bike just like you are a car on the road. Now that cleared a lot of stuff off to the left up here. Yeah, this trail's got a lot more winding to it than the trail I usually take. Kind of winds its way around into a park, which is right up here for long. Then we'll be riding along a river for all the way into downtown Dayton. And that's where I'm trying to focus on to put these pantry food boxes at, is down there. But again, you know, wheels turn pretty slow when you're trying to get things done. As you can see, I don't answer them phone calls when I'm riding my bike. It's somebody I know, but when I'm riding my bike, I got to pay attention to riding my bike. Now, if it's one of my kids or my wife and she calls right back, I know I got to call her back. But for the most part, everything can wait. Here we are at a place called Eastwood Park. Hold a lot of events down here. We were riding up the hill here, and we'll be going along a river here very shortly. We got the City of Dayton Fire Training Center up here on the left, where they train all the firefighters. My son was once a firefighter till he had surgery on his back, so that was his passion since he was 6 years old, but he got hurt on the job, so he had to retire from that job. Now he runs my pest control company that I turned over to him. But I got to watch him rappel out of that building and go into a burning building. That's pretty cool. And of course, you see it on the news a lot when they go into house fires. You'll see his name on the back of his coat. Makes you a little nervous as a parent. Just a couple small hills we got to navigate on this one. Battery degradation has gone down a little bit. It's down to 80% with about 6.4 miles in. That's very normal for this colder weather. That would normally be 85 to 90 on a warmer day as far as the percentage. But I only got about 2.5, 3 miles to go before we get downtown here. But we'll stay in pedal assist 3 here all the way till we get downtown. Very comfortable speed. Not having to hardly pedal at all. But you're also burning a lot of calories when you do this. My watch, normally if I do a 30-mile ride, I'll burn 1,000 to 1,500 calories on a 30-mile ride. And I'll probably burn about 1,000 calories today, which is pretty good for an hour-and-a-half, 2-hour bike ride. As you can see downtown there in the distance. We're like any other city. We've had a lot of job losses here, especially when General Motors moved out in the late 80s, early 90s. We had 5 General Motor plants here local. And probably lost 30 to 40,000 jobs in those plants. We're more of a service sector now in this area. We do still have some manufacturing here, but it's not like it was 30 years ago. Here's one of them bikes that are on the trail that you pay to ride. It's dead. See, it got up to 23 miles an hour, pretty good going down that hill. As you can see, the bike's got a little bit of noise with the hub motor. This bike I put tennis tire inserts. They're liners that you put in between the inner tube and the tire that really helps not getting flats. So I put that in these tires. It seemed to have quieted the tires down a little bit. But when you first ride this thing, when it's new, it's got quite a bit of knobs on it, and I've wore them down a little bit, so that was a lot of the road noise as well. But for the most part, it's a very comfortable bike. I really enjoy riding this thing. I don't ride as much as I do in the summer. I'll normally get 120 miles a weekend in the summer. Ride 4 days a week at 30 miles each ride. I'll probably get about 90 miles a week in the winter end, depending if there's any ice on the trails. And I can't wait till the snow comes so I can ride the bike in the snow. I'm waiting for that. Of course, when you're out riding like this, especially as a senior, you want to either carry self-protection, which I do. You want to carry pepper spray or anything like that. If somebody tries to attack you, you can always spray them in the eyes with that stuff. It hurts. Now, if somebody steals my bike, I'm not going to pull my weapon on them. I'll let them know I've got one. But unless they physically harm me, I'm not going to pull my weapon on them. They can have the bike. It can be replaced. Very seldom do you ever hear somebody being attacked on the bike trail, but it does happen. But it's rare. Got all these geese up here. They're always hanging right around this area. A few more geese up here. Not sure what they're building down there on the right. See a good view of downtown here. Yeah, it's a good little ride down here. It's only about 8.5 miles to get down here from where I live, so it's not too far. I don't come down here often, but I do come down here. I will be riding my bikes in much colder weather than this. I want to do a battery degradation test on really, really cold temperatures. Gets down to around 15, down to 0 Fahrenheit. So I want to do some reviews on that once we get really cold and get snow. I want to do a review in the snow and see what it does. But down here is, like I mentioned, is where I want to put some food blessing boxes if I can get a hold of the city. Be turning left going up this hill right here. Get up on the upper terrace where downtown is. And what's nice when you got these bigger hills, you can just throttle up them. I'm still in pedal assist 3, but I'm using a little bit of throttle here. Assists me a little bit going up these hills. Kind of a switchback turn on both of those. Yeah, they probably got the ice skating rink opened up here. That big white thing, that's what we call riverscape. And these trails right here, they're going up. That'll take you north of town and south of town. And one good thing about downtown Dayton, they have a lot of bike lanes downtown, which I like. But this is what we call riverscape, or riverway is what they call it. They may not have this set up yet for ice skating. I don't know. Yeah, they do. They got it ready. A lot of people come down here to do that. But there are so many places that you can go down here, and this is where I really want to put a blessing box down here, right around through this area where people are homeless. Got some people down here doing maintenance on the perennials, getting them ready for springtime. But a lot of times I'll see people down here that have food insecurity and need help. Don't think I see anybody down here today, but with that said, I'm going to put a couple things on a bench down here where somebody, if they're hungry, they can pick it up and eat it. It's wrapped and packaged, so just a couple little energy bars, something like that. I'll put a little bag of ramen noodles down here. Somebody can pick that up if they're hungry. But not seeing anybody down here. Not surprised. It's cold out. So we're going to stop the bike here, and I'm going to get off, and I'll be eating a quick sandwich and a banana, and we'll head back. But I just want to drop off a couple things down here. But as you can see, this is a great area to put a blessing box down here for people, because a lot of people sit on these benches. They sleep on these benches at nighttime. So there is definitely food insecurity down here. So we've come, that says 9.3. It's really about 8.7 miles. So I'm gonna get a couple things out here for people, and like I said, I'll eat a quick sandwich and then we'll head back. I brought an extra peanut butter and jelly sandwich for somebody in case they're hungry and they're down here. But right now we're just gonna put some ramen noodle soup here, and I'm gonna put a couple energy bars for somebody. So if somebody gets hungry and they come by here, they'll maybe pick that up today. So that would be something they can do. And you know, you can just see the river over here, and a little bit about the city of Dayton. They talk about the metro parks up here with the guy on a bicycle. We got some really great bike trails here. And as you can see on the road here, there are bike lanes here, as you can see them. And that's all the way through downtown they have that. So that's really nice. So anyway, I'm gonna do a quick pause here. And then when I get back, I'll show you the bike, a little bit about it. But I'm gonna go ahead and grab a quick sandwich here, and I will see you in a little while. Just a little view of the river here before I head back. They built that man-made stuff out in the middle so kayakers can use that in the summertime, which is really neat. So anyway, just want to kind of give you a panoramic view of the river here in downtown. So I'll see you here. Okay, here we are back. This is Dan with Senior Minister E-Bike Nation. Used quite a bit of battery today, actually, going against the wind coming back, so that could have made a little bit of difference. But as you can see, I've got about 22% left on my battery. and come about 18.7 miles. So anyway, it did use a little more battery than I thought it would today, but again, it's cold out here. Turn off my lights here. But it's a beast. This bike has been a lot of fun for me. It's got a it's 20-inch fat tire bike, again, Cyrusher Kommoda. It's a 4-inch wide tire, which I can't wait to ride in the snow. It has got a 750 watt rear hub motor called a Bafang, which is one of the top line motors on the market. And it's also got a pedal assist, which is 1 through 5. I was on 4 there, but I'll take it all the way back down to 0, and as you can see, it'll go on up to 5. And that's where you can get 26-27 mile an hour on a full charge battery. You get it down to 20-25%, you're not going to get that kind of speed. You may get 17 to 18, so keep that in mind when you get your battery that's draining faster in colder temperatures. And again, it's got Zoom hydraulic disc brakes, and of course your pedal assist. It's got the horn and the lights, and it's got a 7-speed Shimano shifter, and it's got dual suspension on the front and the rear. And the bike actually came with the rack itself here, but I added the additional bag. This is a Cyrusher bag, a little pricier than the normal bags, but my extra battery fits in there really well. I've got an extra battery in here, and again, it's a beast for a bike. It really does a good job on the trail, on the road. I'm very happy with this purchase, so my hat's off to Cyrusher for building a really good quality bike. This is where the battery goes, inside this down tube where you can see the key is, and you've got a charging port down here. And I bought a couple extra things. I bought the cup holder for it. I kept the original stock seat on there, very comfortable. I did put on, purchase some bar end mirrors to put on the bike, and a phone holder, of course, which is optional. And that's a little bit about the bike. I do carry emergency tools and things, and I carry a can of Fix-A-Flat for me with me, so in case I get an emergency flat, especially in the rear tire, I'll be able to change that out. But again, this is called the Cyrusher Kommoda. Really good bike. So anyway, if anybody has got any questions about the bike, put it down in the comments section, and then share and like my video. And please hit that subscribe button. I'm really close to 1,000 subscribers now in less than about a month, so I'm really happy about that. So if you got anything that you own as far as you ride an e-bike, put it down in the comments section. Tell me what you think about the ride and the video itself, going downtown, and didn't see anybody that was homeless today, but they're down there. So if you got any questions, anything about this bike ministry, please put it in the comments section. Again, this is Dan with Senior Minister E-Bike Nation, and I will see you on the next video.